All right, welcome back everyone. Now I want to show you how we can use our controller to trigger events. So this is our controller over here. If we have a physical device, it will also have a controller. We basically have a total of 7 buttons. We have A, we have B, we have left, right, up, down, and menu, which actually has some functionality already. If I go up here, you actually see it's not like a separate button. It's actually up and right being pressed at the exact same time. So this is not an 8 direction. You know, it's right, left, and up being pressed together. So it's a 4 direction that can have multiple inputs at the same time. So what if I want to trigger something when, let's say, my A and B buttons are pressed? Well, the way I would do that, generally I want to put my controller stuff below my game loop. So down here I'll type controller dot, and then this is where our buttons are, A, B, we can see left, we can see down, we can see up, we can see right, all that stuff. So I'm going to say controller dot A, and then I need another dot, and then I would do an on event. So basically this is an event handler. It does something when a certain event occurs. If I open and close my parentheses, I can see what it's expecting. It's expecting an event, and then it's expecting the thing that will run, the function the handler that runs when the event occurs. So for the event, we would use controller button event dot pressed. So you see you have pressed, repeat, released, and repeated. So there's 3 different events that we can track. If we want our event to happen only when the button is released, well, we could set it to released, but instead we're going to do pressed. When our button is pressed, this event will occur. And now I need my function. We're going to use what's called an anonymous function, and we can see there's actually one already here. The way it looks is like this. It's an open and close parentheses, arrow, and then we've got our curly brackets. So this is basically just a function that doesn't have a name. So open and close parenthesis, arrow, and curly brackets. It's just a thing they do we do in JavaScript and TypeScript. And then all of this code goes inside here, and I can create some more space by pressing enter in between there. But I need to make sure that I have all the correct stuff on the outside as well. Controller A on event, button is pressed. Okay, so let's say I want to log that event. So we'll say console.log A pressed, like this. So you can see my output doesn't have anything right now. If you want to clear your output, by the way, you can go right click and clear output. So if you want to retest something, you can always clear the output. I'm going to press my A button now, and you can see the output is A pressed. A pressed. Beautiful. What if I want to do the same thing for B? Well, I don't need to change this. I can just copy this and paste it, and then I'll just change it here, B and B. And now I can have both of these events going on at the same time. I can have an A event and a B event, because obviously you want your controls to do different things. You don't want them only to be able to press one button. One button game is pretty boring. So now A pressed, B pressed. Let's clear the output. A, B, 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 A. So whichever button I press has its own event, its own console log. Now the other thing I want to show here is how we can create a splash screen. So a splash screen will pop up and give information, and it's sort of a built-in thing. So I'm going to comment this out so I can keep it here, and I'll put enter, and I'm going to say game.splash A pressed. Okay, now when I press A, ooh, look at that, it's actually in the game. It's not in the console anymore. If I clear this, not in the console. A splash screen will pop up, and by default to close it is the A button. Let's do the same thing with this one. Take this out, or comment it out, game.splash B pressed. There we go. Okay. Now if I press B, cool, but still I have to press A to close it. That's the default behavior of the splash screen. It's the A button, which is fine. We'll just leave it like that. But you can use this to give information to your user to let them know something is going on here. And yeah, you can use these splash screens to give information. All right, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.